Okay, great morning to you all. I hope that you've all woken up grateful for your day. And I hope that you've reminded yourself of all of the reasons that you have to be grateful in your life. And I hope that you're setting a high vibe. And I hope when you're seeing a limit, you're tapping into your creative power. And I hope when you're seeing an obstacle, you're taking the time to learn. And I hope when you're seeing a setback, you're assessing so you can redirect your energies. All right? This morning I want to talk a little bit about expectations and not to expect anything, but to create your results instead. Okay? I'm going to get into that a little later. Somebody asked me to do what I'm about to do, so just a little heads up to you all. All right? Somebody asked me if I would take the time to just read the back of my books to you guys so that you would have an idea of what they're all about. So it's not going to be a long thing. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes and do this because somebody asked me to do this. All right. So my first book, Turning Hell into Heaven. Now, this is an inspiring personal journey of mine here on earth as an empath and light worker. Take a leap of faith and trust me to guide you through my own hell. Well, through my hell on earth and its effects. Let me assist you to learn how important having a toolbox for life is. Understanding how important change is as earth is in emergency. We can be the change that is so much needed. When realizing that emotions are man-made, they will lose their power over you. Let me help you empower yourself using effective mantras and easy meditations as I have along the way. Take the plunge into the unknown as I have. Turning Hell into Heaven. This book is for truly anyone who is struggling right now and needs a little bit of guidance. With loads of love, let the journey begin. Enjoy. I love you all. Tobi. That's the back of my book. Okay? For Turning Hell into Heaven. My second book was Your Best You. Okay? The choice is yours. I don't know if you can see it. This is an inspiring, motivating book for anybody who wants to make a change in their life. We all get stuck in the comfort of the constant. But we don't have to stay there. The unknown can be scary for most, and it is not predictable. There is a simple choice to make to become your best you. This is completely up to you. When making this choice, everything changes from inside, allowing you to transform into the best version of yourself humanly possible. This book is meant to encourage you all to take a look at how we treat ourselves and others. Make the changes for the benefit of becoming your best you, which leaks into all areas of life. This revised edition contains some effective mantras and easy meditations to help you out along the way. Do the work. You're worth it. Love you all, Tobi. This revised edition, I had taken the mantras and meditations out of the first book, and I put them in a second publish of the second book because somebody asked me to do that, so I did it. All right. My third book is Wise Up to Rise Up. It's a must. This is a book that will open you up to how your energy really works within you, helping you to wise up to rise up. This is written with loads of love and personal experience of figuring out my own energy and that of the universe, helping you to fully understand what frequency you are projecting will help you to turn chaos into calm within your being. This book is intended to help you restore much needed well-being for yourself and others in your life. It starts with you. Seek the learning and you can make the energy shift very possible, which will restore much needed harmony, allowing healing. You are worth it. Do the work. Feel it, heal it, release it. Remove an outward focus on life, replacing it with a joyful, rejuvenated inward focus. Be the much needed change. You matter. I love you all. XO. This is my third book. This, bear with me, and this will be done in a couple of minutes. Somebody asked me to do this. Okay? You got it bad, do you? Walk in my shoes. This is my 4th book that I wrote. This is a true, real, motivating, inspiring, personal journey during my life. Once you have walked in my shoes, you will see that you are really okay, no matter what you're living. We all get overwhelmed with life at times, needing a shift in perspective to realize that we are not struggling as much as we could be. Understanding this to shift your mindset to a grateful one. As you can see, I am still smiling. It's all a choice. Let me assist you with an inner shift that will illuminate a brighter perspective for you, giving you the reassurance that you're okay. Do the work. You matter and are worth it. It is all a choice. So start by this simple one. You got it bad, do you? Walk in my shoes. Enjoy. With loads of love and experience, let the journey begin. Tobi. That's the back of this book. All right, so I'm halfway through it, guys. Couple more minutes and we'll get on to expectations, okay? Wised and Rising. I didn't print this one yet in a smaller version because this is the last book that I just put out. It's a parenting book. This book is intended to be an eye-opening experience that will awaken you to a new way of parenting. Wised and Rising will flood you with a desire to be more conscious when it comes to your parenting, no matter who you are. We all use parenting that has been installed by different circumstances, belief systems, trauma, fear, denial, and conditioning. It is time for these cycles to end. We are all one, are unique, and matter equally. Our life force is just as great at conception as it is right up until death. How we govern our physical, emotional, and spiritual beings determines our experience through life. Let's open our eyes now and change our parenting styles in order to invoke the much needed change for our children. This book is written with love and experience in the attempts to assist a new generation to stay within their truest natures of their being. I love you all, Tobi. This is Wised and Rising. This is for every parent. Okay, and this is the last book that I put out. But those were all for adults. Okay? Now, there are 2 books that I did put out. It'll take a couple of minutes. Bear with me, and we'll get on to other things. Okay? This is my children's book. There are 3 books in this book. Okay? It's my combined edition, the first 3. The books inside of it are Good Morning World is the first one. Today is a great day. The second one is Amazing to See That It's All a Part of Me. That's the book number 2. And How Magical to Be, Energy. And that's the book number 3. These are for kids. My combined edition, the first 3, is a combination of 3 children's books that I've written in the attempts of empowering and enlightening children of all ages. These books are aimed at teaching a child to stay connected within their true essence and power. Teachings of gratitude, energy, colors, and the connection between us all. Guiding them to create and fuel a wonderful life experience for themselves. Infusing the needed love, guidance, confidence, and assistance to reach their highest potential along the way. Written with loads of love that I have for my children, my grandchildren, and all of the children of Earth and beyond. I love every one of you eternally. You matter. Tobi. And that's this one. Okay? One more to go through and we can get on with other things. All right? Loving Reminders of I Am is a book that I wrote for my granddaughter. Okay? There is nothing more powerful than the energy that we put into what we believe about ourselves. Becoming a grandmother for the first time has birthed loving reminders of I am. I get choked up because this one's an emotional one. Yeah. All right. This book is full of powerful affirmations that will be enlightening for the very young to the very wise. Written for my first grandchild, who is on her way to bless us with her presence. Ooh. Anyway, she's here. This is just... Okay. I gotta change reading the back. I gotta catch myself here. Okay. This book is a book, A to Z book, on reminders for her throughout her lifetime. To make sure this cycle's not repeated. Okay. Tobi, get yourself. Ooh, okay. It's written for my first grandchild, who is on her way to bless us with her presence. She's here, safe and sound. She has made it clear that she will need a book of loving reminders throughout her human experience here on earth. Not only for her, but for all of the generations before and after her. This book is meant to make reading a time for new explorations of meanings and to become more connected. I'm an empowered empath and understand fully the responsibility of assisting and guiding another soul to remain within their truest nature of existence, flooding them with the purest of love and light. This is a powerful book written with loads of love for all ages, birthed from me, guided by my first grandchild for her journey here on earth. There is nothing more powerful than what we say about ourselves and the power of I am. Love you all, Tobi. Sorry for getting choked up. This one was written for my granddaughter before she arrived. And her energies were very real and here while she was in my daughter's womb. Just as much as she could feel in her environment while she was projecting into her environment. And that's where that book came from. So, sorry for getting choked up about that. But anyway, somebody asked me to go through my books this morning for them and to put it out there so that everybody has a real understanding about what books I've written and what I've done to put out there for change. Because somebody said to me, Tobi, you're always mentioning your books. Well, about nobody's ever seen you hold up one of your books or talk about one of your books, read the back. So could you do that? So I've done that now. Okay? Yeah, and I get choked up when I talk about the loving reminders of I am, because that, again, that book is not a book that came from me. That book came from my granddaughter, who needed a book of reminders here before she took her form in this experience fully. So, had I not done all the spiritual work to get to these levels, well, I would have never felt that coming my way, and I never would have pumped that book out to the world for her. This is why I am doing everything that I'm doing. It is for my kids and for my grandchildren and for everybody else on this planet that I consider my soul family and who is soulfully connected to me. Okay? And I guess that ties up into the expectations this morning, because I didn't write those books with an expectation of anything except to feel better. Seriously. Because there were energies influencing me that were so powerful that I had to pump those out. But I didn't pump them out for expectations of making $1 million or expect anybody else to want to fix themselves the way I had to fix me. So that's a great way to tie it into this morning. Okay? About expectations. You can't expect anything in this life. Nothing's owed to you. You have to create your results. And we put efforts into things, and we think that, we expect certain things from certain people, and we expect certain things out of the things that we do. We have a life full of expectations. But nothing in this world is owed to us. Why? Because we have a creative power within us that we can make anything happen for ourselves, but we're not supposed to expect anything. And I want you to think about how many times have you expected something in your life only to get there or achieve what you had expected and anticipated, and it doesn't feel as satisfying as you thought it would. Okay? That's what I want you guys to look at this morning, honestly. Take a look at that for yourself. Is there one time that you thrive for something or put all your efforts into something, expecting something, and yet it didn't happen like that? Give me a second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Had to go get something to get rid of that emotional moment. But seriously, take a look at when we all expect something, all right? So, you go to work, you expect certain things, or you expect certain things from the people around you, or you expect, certain results, or take a look at all the things that you expect in your life. Now, do those things that you expect, half the time, do they ever happen? And if they do, are they the results that you had anticipated? Does it give you the feeling that you need? Because you certainly put quite the effort into expecting something. So what was the result of that? Did it give you that equally satisfying feeling? I highly doubt it. Because when you expect anything, it's a creation of an illusion in your mind. And you're setting things up and you perceive them to be a certain way because you are expecting that. You can't expect anything. The only thing that you can expect is from yourself. And not even that. Listen, it's a series of simple choices. I'm going to make it clear. You can sit there and pump out all the positive that you want into the world. But you can expect nothing from that. And this is what I mean. With all the change that I've made within my being and all of the books that I've written to put out there for change for people, do you think I expect people to even read them? No. Do you think I expect people to take responsibility for themselves? No. Expectations are a crock of shit. Don't expect anything in your life. When you want results, you create them. I needed the results for me. And for me alone. Why? Because it ripples out into every person, place, situation, interaction, circumstance that's in my life. Because I'm solid in me. But I even can't expect me to be any kind of way because every situation is different. And this is what I'm talking about. You can't have expectations in your life because that's wasted energy that you're putting in places that are not going to satisfy you. Anyway, and where are these expectations coming from? What do I mean about expectations? Oh, okay. Well, you expect a certain action from, let's say, your boss. Or you expect to be acknowledged by or recognized by or da-da-da-da because of what you've done. Don't expect shit. Because then when it happens, it's a glorified moment. And that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Okay, when you have an expectation of something, it's like, okay, look, you expect to graduate when you finish something. Well, once you have that certification, does it make you feel any better? What I want you guys to understand is these are all outward things that you're expecting something from to make you feel any type of way. That's what I want you to take a look at. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to the children attached to you. Don't do that to the people attached to you. Don't do that. Don't expect anything in this lifetime from anybody at all. And don't expect anything. Create your results. What do I mean by that? Okay. Don't, again, delegate your well-being and who you are as a person and your shifts to be dependent on anything externally. And expectations come with having an outward and external perspective. Because when you're really, really working on yourself and you're taking a good look at who you are and who you want to be and who you want to operate as and what you want to heal in your life, what are you expecting? Absolutely nothing. Because you have a different understanding and you have an inner mindset. So, I can't expect anything. And I don't have expectations during my day either, because every day is a brand new day. I hold myself accountable to my own being and to everybody else that I interact with. Yes, I do. And I try to love myself unconditionally no matter what, every single day. And I try to be loving in everything that I say and I do. Because that's on me, nobody else. And the only person at the end of the day that affects is me. I don't expect anything from this experience, from any other person on this planet. And no, I don't expect anything. But I will create my results. And nothing in this life will stop me from getting the things that I want. And what are the things that Tobi wants? Still waters within her being at all times, no matter what. And that's all I really want. Because that is true power on this planet. Yeah. And I want to be unconditionally loving to myself and everybody else that comes in contact with me. That's what I want to do. But can I expect that from anybody else? No. That's on them in their unique experience of expectations that they have for themselves and for everybody else in their life, which creates a whole bunch of drama. I don't expect nothing. I expect people to be who they're going to be. That's the only expectation I have. And I leave that up to them. And once I've given awareness and clarity and helped them with a mind shift, if they can't harness that and ride with it, hey, so be it. Like I said, set your pace, and all others will fall to the side who no longer deserve your time, energy, or space. And that's as simple as that. It happens naturally. Those who are meant to align and awaken and rise with you will, because they seek knowledge and learning for themselves. I can't push that on anybody, and I can't expect anybody to even want to know about it. But don't expect anything from anybody in your life. And if you want certain results, create them. You want your children to be a certain way, well then, hey, you got to teach them that. But what are you teaching them? And if you want certain interactions in your life, well, hey, make them happen that way. Simple. And what you choose for yourself is on you, nobody else. Why? Because there's nothing outside of you that can make you feel any way, unless you allow it to. Say, oh yeah, sure, okay, I'm giving you the permission to make me feel like shit. No, you chose to feel like shit, and you chose to use that as an excuse. Own your being, own your thing, own yourself, own your talks, own your actions, own your way of life, own what you think, say, and do. Okay? And be accountable to that for yourself. Because that's what really matters. You think it's about anybody else? No, it's not. But take a good look at your own being. And that's the key thing. I can't sit here and tell you what you need to do to heal you or what you need to do to fix your scars, but I can tell you one thing. There are some certain steps you need to get to that you're going to go through, and the one thing I can tell you, the only thing you can do through it all is love yourself unconditionally, because that's the key to healing it all. Can I expect you to do that for yourself? No. I don't know how many people could survive what I've been through to get to the point that I'm at. And I'm no better than anybody. But the things that I've had to endure, I've beat death 6 times in the past 12 years. Hey, if that's not fighting to be here and to learn, I don't know what is. And I don't know many people who would have done that. Because even myself, I got to a point like, this is not worth it anymore. What the hell? But it is very worth it, because through it all now, I've learned how to unconditionally love myself and others. Because that's what fuels our existence. So living the way in the belief systems and everything that I had to live growing up forced me to have to battle for my life to get it right. And even after doing that, hey, there was more learning, which threw me back into the same cycle. You see the cycle of that? I had to beat that 6 times to get it right. And with every time, I became more grateful for my being, but I still had to be thrusted back into the thick of the shit that made me like that. And I had to learn, and I had to grow. I couldn't expect anything from anybody. But we get stuck in these repetitive cycles if we don't learn. Okay? I'm not going to have to beat death again to get it right. And that's why now that I understand it, I have to put it out there. Any of you that want my books for change, or want my books for your children, to empower them, to keep them in their truest power, sorry to say it, but hey, I could have been a lot better of a parent. But hey, the stuff that I had to go through to get to my point now, hey, you know what? I pat myself on the back, because I look at how my children are today. And I wouldn't want them any other way. Very stand-up, loving individuals who both can speak to me the same way I speak to everybody else, and remind me, hey, Mom. Like my son reminded me on his birthday, Mom, the biggest I am is I am who I am. And remember that. In other words, reminding me, don't shift and own who I am on this planet. My own son. My daughter the other day. Yes, I'm going to use her involved in this too. Listen, we had a conversation where, she said some things to me where I realized that all of this guidance that I have installed in her, she played right back to me. And reminded me, hey. Paris, Morden, love you. Have an awesome day. I'm not staying out here too long. But actually, I was just finishing up. Somebody asked me to read the back of my books, so I did. And I'm telling people, don't expect anything in life. Create the results. Yeah, so like I was saying, she reminded me of things. But I have been on a very deep spiritual journey through a long time right now. And it doesn't happen overnight. And don't have expectations through anything. Create the results that you want. And don't expect anything from anybody else. Be accountable to your own being. I love you, Paris. Just the thought of you makes me smile, girl. Yeah. So look, I'm going to encourage you guys all this morning. Set that high vibe. Don't expect anything from anybody. Don't expect things from yourself. Expectations lead to disappointments. Time and time again. You have to get it right. Oh, hold on here. Paris, I see something here, but I don't see it. Let me try and... there we go. Same. Okay. I couldn't see your comment. That's why. Yeah, guys, honestly, expectations. We expect things and, we expect certain results. I don't want you guys to have expectations of anything. Don't even expect what you're cooking to taste good. Okay? Don't expect results of any kind. Allow it to be determined by the universe and the universe alone. You put it out there, right? So you cook your meal. Don't have any thoughts about it other than you are grateful for what the nutrients of this food is going to do for your body. Okay? When you're prepping your food, watch the thoughts you're having. Seriously. Yeah, seriously. You gotta relax and let it flow. Like Paris just said, don't have expectations when you're having expectations of anything. It's terrible. It's terrible. Set your mind right when you're thinking the right things about yourself and others, no matter what's going on. Be really present in what you are doing, and you will be creating your results properly. Okay? Be aware of who you are, what you're doing, and what results are possible with no expectations. Allow the universe to decide, because you're going to see the magnitude of difference when you start allowing that in your life. What we expect in our life and limit ourselves to is very minimizing for ourselves and for others. The power that you have inside of you can make you create anything that you want. And this is where we have it wrong, because we are so stuck in these damaging, destructive belief systems within our own beings that we are creating that for ourselves as our realities. And we've gotten so used to expectations of certain things, and expectations of family, and expectations of friends, and expectations of jobs, and expectations of outcomes, and expectations lead to disappointments. And you will be not getting the most out of your experience of any kind as long as you are expecting anything. So this is why I encourage you all to create your results. Be grateful. Number one, be unconditionally loving to yourself and to everybody else all the time. Be loving in everything that you say and do, and don't expect anything. Just sit back and see. Stay quiet other than that. Honestly. You know what? It may be very hard to believe, but I come out here and I do the lives. Hey, good morning, Roderick. Glad to see you here. Hey. Yes, love and light, my brother. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Hey, good to see you out here. And I just forgot what I was about to say, but I'll get back on it. Anyways, guys, you got to be loving in everything that you say and do. Why? Because it is all about you. It is nothing externally that is truly affecting you. Everything that you are perceiving that is happening around you, that you tie certain expectations to, or you see, I need you to shift that to an inner mindset and honestly take a look at how loving these things are to your being. And this is what I mean. Okay? I know I'm a little bit all over the place this morning, but understand, as long as you guys are having an outward mindset and always allowing everything externally govern your being, and you are expecting certain things, well, then your results are being produced automatically by the energies of what you are putting, like where you put your energy and your focus is what you are producing for yourself. I need you guys to look inside. Don't have any expectations of anything externally. Nothing is owed to you. And this is what I mean. I can't use myself as an example. I can't sit here and expect anything. Nothing. I can't expect anything from myself, from others. Every day is a new day. I'm a new person. I experienced yesterday. Today, I can't expect anything out of my day. So why should I expect anything from anybody? What I want to do is I want to shift that mindset and say, hey, I have to be unconditionally loving to myself. I have to be loving in everything that I say and do. And I cannot expect anything from anything external. I have to be reliable on myself and accountable to myself and my being. And it changes everything. Completely. That's where you really start creating your best results from. Okay, so don't have expectations and don't delegate your well-being into the hands of anything around you. Focus inwardly on how you feel, the things that don't feel good that you want to heal, and unconditionally love yourself enough to do it. And don't expect anything to anybody. And don't even expect to have another day tomorrow, because that's not promised to anybody either. Harness your today and the power of it and create the results that are going to set you on the vibe that if today was your last day, oh, you'd be so fulfilled. That's what I try to do, because honestly, I'm at the state of my being that I understand that when I go to bed and I go to sleep and my soul wanders, it's not guaranteed that it's going to come back and take my form. So I try to live every day to the fullest. Why? Because I matter the most within my experience, or I would not be here. I matter just as much as anybody does on the planet. And that doesn't make me any better than anybody, because I'm an imperfect human being just like everybody else. But I cannot expect anything in this experience, not even another day. And that's how I like to live. And if I'm granted another day, it is a gift. Just like today was. For each and every single one of us breathing, living this experience. Nothing was owed to you. And you were not owed today. Understand that. And when you start living like that, a lot changes. A lot changes. If you realized honestly and heartfully that you're really not promised tomorrow, wouldn't you put yourself first today? That's my point of it all. And when you're putting yourself first and you're loving yourself unconditionally, there are no expectations of any kind. And you know, that's where a lot of hurt and pain and shame and guilt and denial comes from, is expecting things from certain people. Or certain people expecting things from us. It doesn't always have to be one-sided, eh? But don't expect anything in your life, please. Create your results. From where? Well, from your heart's truest desires. Because that's where you hold your truest power. Seriously. Anyways, guys, I'm going to sign off out of here. I've been on here 40 minutes. I've got some things I have to do today. I wish you guys all love and light in your day, okay? As long as you're tapping and using your love and light, your path is bright. Understand that? You know, darkness can come our way, but hey, what impact does darkness have on you when there is light? None. That's what I want you guys to remember too. Don't expect anything, create your results. When you see a limit, get creative. Tap into that creative power that you have. Because I'm going to remind you today, you're fueled. The same way you fuel your vehicle, well, your vehicle is fueled by the power of the infinite, unconditional love that runs this whole place. And honestly, in that power is the power of the all-knowing. So all of your answers lie within your own being. You don't need to expect that from another. I encourage you all. Tap into your power and own your being. Seriously, and get the most out of your experience. So you see a limit? Get creative. You see an obstacle? Learn. Because as soon as you pick up the learning, you will be projected into the next level. But everything is for learning. When you see an obstacle, learn. When you see a setback, hey, assess, redirect your energies, because the universe will block you from things that are not meant for you. Why? Because you are limiting yourself. And that's the only reason why. We think it's a hiccup. We think it's a problem. No, the universe says, hey, that's not for you, because there is so much more waiting for you. Okay? Don't have any fear of any kind. When you understand the love that's fueling your experience, there's no fear in that. Okay? Guys, you matter the most in your experience. Get it right. Love yourself unconditionally. Be loving in everything that you say and that you do. Set a high vibe. Plow through everything and anything. Hey, Smitty, much love. Morning. Morning. Roderick, blessed day, love. Yes, okay. Paris, Roderick. Smitty, love you guys. Have a super blessed day. I'm just signing off out of here. Like I reminded everybody this morning, don't have any expectations in this experience. Create your results. Because you have a creative power that you can make anything happen. So make it happen. And if you realize that don't even expect another day, you'd make the most out of today. That's how I like to live my life every day. All right? Guys, I love you all. You're sourced by an infinite, unconditional love that loves you no matter what. This experience is for learning. So have fun doing it. But hey, you matter the most in your experience. I love you all. Have a great day. Kisses to you all. I really appreciate you guys coming out here and the interactions. Really. It's heartfelt. Okay? I love you all. Get the most out of your day. Peace.